What is up, YouTube? It's Monday. Got a new car phone mount thing. It's kind of attached to the backside of my screen. Hopefully it's not too shaky on your end, but it's a good angle. Hopefully the phone doesn't fall down or get misaligned a million times and I have to fix it. But anyways, that's just the update on that, I guess. So yeah, today's Monday. Kind of slept like shit last night, which is hilarious because the night before, Saturday night, I slept for like 11 hours, and I slept amazing. But then yesterday was a new low for this prep. It was 2:30 on the dot, and then the only thing that sucks about sleeping for 11 hours is when you wake up, you only get X amount of hours to get all your shit done you got to get done in the day. So I did 40 minutes fasted stairs, and then I meal prepped, went out to eat with my family for my brother-in-law's birthday. Of course, I brought my own food, and then went back home, and by that time it was already like almost 8 p.m. because I went to bed kind of late. So I went to bed, or I fell asleep around 1 a.m. and then woke up around noon. So yeah, only having 8 hours or 8 or 9 hours to get everything done, like all your meals and meal prep and all that. It's kind of hard. I actually didn't eat all of my meals yesterday. Number one, I wasn't hungry, but number two, my first meal, I didn't get down and complete it until like 2:30. Because in the mornings it takes me about 30 minutes to 45 minutes just to wake up. Do my morning hydration. The good morning from Project AD, code Zach, obviously. But it takes me about 30 to 45 minutes to wake up, get my morning hydration going, and then, like I said, I had 40 minutes of cardio. So I mean, that's about an hour and a half right there. And then, yeah, normally for meal prep on Sundays, I put all of my chicken breasts in a crock pot the night before and just let it go overnight. It's the easiest way that I can get it done without having to stand over a hot grill or a stove for a super long period of time. And then if I get any ground beef on my meal plan, that takes like 5 minutes to cook, so no big deal there. But yeah, like I said, my first meal I didn't get completed until almost 2:30. My parents are old, and it is a school night, so we met at 5:30 for dinner. So literally my meal 2 was around like 6 p.m. And even when I ate it, I wasn't even like starving. I just knew I had to get in some more protein, and that's pretty much all the meal was. Because I've self-elected to remove pretty much all veggies at the tail end of this prep, just because that retatrutide slows down digestion so well. Anytime I add veggies, even if it's like very easily digestible stuff like lettuce and asparagus, it still doesn't really bloat me, but it like more or less backs me up, and I can just feel like heavy in my stomach, and I really don't like that feeling, especially in prep, because the heavier I feel in my gut, the less I want to move, the less I want to do the things I'm supposed to do. I just kind of want to sit around and not do a whole lot. But then, so my meal too was at like 6 p.m., which is not good. So I combined my meals 3 and 4, which is basically just 7 ounces of chicken and like 3 tablespoons of rice. It was like 50 grams for each meal. Because the same thing with potatoes, as far as veggies, like for whatever reason, whenever I'm in prep, I don't digest potatoes very well. And it's not something that I'm like, that I quote unquote, miss. Potatoes are kind of a take it or leave it food for me. Sweet potatoes is normally what I gravitate towards. Like in the off season, when you get more than 80 grams of potatoes for a meal, it is fun to, make your own air fryer sweet potato fries and, just kind of have more fun with your food. But when you only get 80 grams, it's like you do all that work and you get like 6 fries. And so you're just like, well, this is kind of disheartening. But anyways, so I combined the meals 3 and 4, which ended up being like 14 ounces of chicken, 100 grams of rice, and like 10 grams of almond butter. So a lot of protein, a little bit of carbs, and a very small amount of fats. But these next 3 days, for training days, Ross added in some more carbs pre-training. And by some, I mean some. So it's literally, both meals are almost identical, pre and post training, but it's 7 ounces of chicken and 80 grams of rice. And then post meal is the same thing, but just with 80 grams of pineapple also. But this morning I weighed in 232.4. I'm attributing the quote-unquote weight gain to my poor sleep. Because I know for a fact I didn't eat enough yesterday, and I wasn't inactive enough yesterday to quote-unquote gain 2.4 pounds. So anytime you have poor sleep, your cortisol can shoot up, and that can do a couple different things. It can make you hold water. It can make you quote-unquote gain weight. It can mess with your dopamine signaling. Man, it's really raining. Hopefully it's not too loud on y'all's end. But it should be done here in a second. There we go. Much better. Alright, so yeah, so your cortisol, when that gets spiked, this cortisol is, just the age stress hormone. So it can spike for a lot of different things. But I have a good feeling mine spiked last night because of the poor sleep. So it can make you hold water, quote unquote gain weight. It can also mess with your dopamine signaling. So it can make you like more hungry. It can make you seek out, some cheat foods, sweets, anything that'll get your dopamine center and area of your brain like zapped. This happened last time in prep too. The closer I get to the show, the more excited I get. Especially this prep, I'm lighter, substantially lighter, you know, this far out than I was last time. So, you know, just that in and of itself makes me more excited. So I was thinking about that a lot last night, and which is good, and to an extent. You know, I want to make sure I'm getting, you know, good quality sleep at night, especially during the week, because I'm having to get up early with my kids. But Jesus, dude, these Florida drivers, man, fucking crazy. But anyways, yeah, it's great to be excited for your show. You know, it helps keep you on track and everything. But you know, I'm gonna try a couple different supplements tonight to help me try to sleep. Just some over-the-counter stuff. Nothing crazy, not yet. I'm already taking magnesium 3 and 8, 500 milligrams a night, apigenin at 150 milligrams, magnesium glycinate at 1200 milligrams, L-theanine at like 1000 milligrams, the melatonin at like 5 milligrams, which I'm going to take the melatonin out just to see what happens. I have also been using the dream catcher spray. It's under, like, it's still on the bottle, says amino asylum, but now there's Soma Chems. I don't have a discount code for that company, but I don't know, it's kind of like a, not a catch-22, but it's kind of like a good and bad product in my opinion. So like the only time I've had it like super effective is if I use at least one spray per nostril, but I'm pretty sure it has deep sleep inducing peptide. I don't know, I can't remember the milligrams, GABA and melatonin, but in order for it to be effective at night, doing the one spray per nostril, it definitely knocks you out, it keeps you asleep. But those are the nights and the times where I'm sleeping for like 11 or 12 hours. And like solid. Like I'm only waking up to pee, and then I'm like zombie mode to go to the bathroom, stumbling to get back to the bed. And then as soon as I hit the bed, I'm out again. So can't really do that during the week. There's literally just not enough time in the day for me to sleep 11 hours at night. So I'm gonna try some magnolia bark extract and some valerian root extract tonight, on top of the magnesium, theanine, apigenin. Yeah, and then I'm going to take out the melatonin. But anyways, back to like the excitement part. I mean, like, and this is a new feeling for me. Like, I was actually excited to do cardio this morning. And I think it just has a lot to do with how lean I'm getting. You know, basically, you know, I'm seeing the results of my effort fairly substantially and fairly quickly in this last couple weeks or so. So whenever you're able to do that, especially in like a fat loss phase or a cut, you know, diet, whatever, that just like amplifies your motivation. You know, like motivation is not everything, and it will come and go, and it always has and always will. You know, I've always, for I'd say 90%, maybe 80% of my journey has just been discipline. You know, I'm checking off boxes because they are there to check off, and I know if I do that, then I'll, you know, reach my goals. But when you can get motivated periodically, it's really nice. It makes doing your, in my case, and for me specifically, it makes doing your cardio a lot easier. You know, because you're just in that frame of mind, like, oh shit, this is actually working. Especially when, you know, there's something on the line. You know, now if I was just trying to cut weight, and, you know, just be less fat just for the hell of it, might not get so excited or motivated to do my cardio. Probably still do it because that's just the type of person I am. But there wouldn't be that extra oomph, I don't think. There wouldn't be that extra line of, you know, let's hop on the Stairmaster. Let's get our steps in. Let's, you know, let's really push it, you know. But yeah, so. Oh, and these sunglasses, by the way, I've been getting a lot of comments about this brand in particular. I can't remember if I talked about them on the YouTube channel or just Instagram, but these are called Blenders, Blenders. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the name, but this is what they look like. These are my all black pair, and I have the blue pair that I have. I'll wear more often, just because I get more comments. But these are the shit, I can't read. These are the Nimble Beast polarized. So you know the exact ones, Nimble Beast polarized. And I believe the other pair, the blue ones, are the exact same model. They're just blue. But yeah, I really like them. They're very comparable to Oakley's, and I am a lifelong Oakley loyal person. So, and these are like literally, these two pairs of sunglasses are literally the first two pair of non-Oakleys that I have owned since high school. Never owned another like brand or anything since high school. So 20 years. Yeah, just saw it, Instagram ads, and I was like, shit, I can't remember the cost, but like the sale that they were running through the Instagram ad was like buy one get one 50% off or something. So I think for both pairs it was like $70 when polarized, and like one pair of Oakleys is like at least $100 for polarized glasses, even if they're on sale. So tried them out. Never got comments on my Oakleys. So might as well wear these. But yeah, today's Monday, so it's International Chest Day in the gym, which I just call push day because I always work in some delts, work in some triceps. Yeah, my routine's pretty similar. I might change up, you know, the exact movements within from one workout to another. I try not to, so I can, you know, continue to learn and perfect either the technique or the skill for whatever movements I'm doing. But then again, you know, I don't have all day long in the gym, so if it looks like I'm gonna have to wait, you know, 15-20 minutes for one piece of equipment, I might just hop over, figure out a different variation to go do for that one particular day, and then go do it. So a new side delt movement or delt movement that I really like. I've only done a couple times so far, but I saw it on the RP YouTube channel, and I think on the Eric Janicki YouTube channel. But it's like the super range of motion lateral raises. So it's like you literally sit. I like doing them sitting down, so that way I don't use my legs or hips or core or anything to do the movement. But anyways, it's basically just a dumbbell lateral raise, except instead of stopping here at 90, you go all the way to the top and you try to touch the back of your hands at the top. I find it that you can, number one, you're working kind of side delt, front delt a little bit. You don't have to go as heavy. So I think the last time I did it, I was using 10-pound dumbbells. But I was staying in the 15 to 20 rep range, which is kind of like where I like to stay for side delts. Don't really go too heavy because I do a lot of frequency and volume. So on Mondays and Fridays, I'm doing between 3 and 4 sets with side delts, and then Wednesdays, I think I do between 6 and 8. So, could it be more? Probably. But I've only started doing delts and shoulders. I'll just say delts. Really, what the fuck is this idiot doing? Dude, are you trying to get run over? God. Not even just Florida drivers. Florida bicyclists. No helmet. At least he's wearing a bright ass orange t-shirt. But anyways, I've only started training delts 3 days a week since like, I want to say like maybe 2 months before my last show. So that would be April, and it's August now, so like 4 or 5 months. But I feel like my, my physique has definitely improved from doing that. And I've pretty much been doing the same thing for chest. So like I'll throw in like 1 or 2 chest movements on arm day. One of the movements, or the first chest movement might be, I'm pretty sure I just do like a fly and a press. But like for the fly, the first set is always like just a warm-up set, get blood flow, creating space in the chest, getting everything kind of just loose, really. And then I might do like 2 working sets for the fly, and then when I go into my press, I'm pretty much warmed up, so I'll just do like just 2 working sets right out the gate. And that's just for arm days. And then my biceps grow pretty easily, or my arms are quote unquote not lagging or not behind my other body parts, or so I've been told. So I hit triceps twice a week, once on Monday for 3 or 4 sets. And Fridays, I normally do 3 different exercises, 2 to 3 different exercises, and 2 to 3 working sets per exercise. So let's just say I'm really going after it that day, so 9 sets plus the 3 or 4 on Monday, so around the 12 set range per week. Biceps are pretty much the same thing. I'll do 1 bicep movement to start off back day for like 3 sets, and then on Fridays, pretty much the same thing. 3 movements, 3 working sets per movement. So it's around 12 sets there too. Pretty excited for the off season, so I can actually get calories to bring up my lagging body parts, which is my chest, definitely. I'd say that's like the number one thing, in legs. Especially, yeah, I don't know if I said it on the YouTube channel yet or not, but my plan for after this show and for 2026 is, have a remote, normal off season the rest of this year, and into the beginning of next year, and then literally I'm going to try to schedule it for literally like the first week that I have off for summer, is my skin removal surgery for my stomach, because that recovery is like a minimum 6 weeks, and it's very dependent on like what you have done and how intense the surgery is and all that stuff, which I haven't even had a consultation yet with any surgeon. So I got to do that, find out what their protocol or their plan would be, but regardless, I'm going to get it done during that time. So it looks like, because I know just like initial recovery to just start like lifting weights again is like 6 weeks minimum normally, but like full blown like recovery can be like 8 weeks to like 6 months, but it's very, very dependent on like what all you have done. So that being said, I can't foresee me competing in 2026. So I think the next time I'll even consider stepping back on stage is 2027, which is so like so much of a mind fuck to just think about. It's almost like disheartening, but at the same time, like that'll give me plenty of time to grow before my surgery, probably go through a cut again, try to get probably not stage lean before my surgery, but pretty as lean as I can get without getting stage lean. So I would imagine like between 8 and 10% body fat, and that's pretty sustainable. Have the surgery, I'm gonna get super inflamed. I'm probably gonna gain a lot of water weight, lose a little bit of muscle, but and then once I'm recovered, or can start training again, start doing cardio again, and really, not that I haven't taken any of this seriously up to this point, but really dive into bodybuilding. I know my my age. I'm not trying to be like, oh, palm tree leaves. I know my age, and I'm not trying to like be the next, Derek Lunsford or the next C-Bum or anything, because I'm already older than those dudes, without any real like NPC or IFBB shows under my belt. However, I do love this sport. I know I'll be competing. A lot of the leagues, Masters is 35 or over, but some of them are 40. So, it would be kind of cool to compete with like, the young dudes when I'm almost considered, quote unquote Masters class. But, I want to do this as long as I can, regardless of what class I'm competing in or anything like that. Yeah, so I just pulled up to the gym. Hopefully the ride here wasn't too bumpy on y'all's end. I could see my phone jumping around, but this angle's good. It's good distance, and I'm not having to reach up every 10 seconds to adjust the phone. So that's nice. It doesn't require me to stop mid-thought and regroup or anything. But yeah, hope everyone had a good weekend. It's Monday, so let's start the week strong. I already started it strong this morning, knocked out 30 minutes of fast cardio. know, I'm gonna go in here and lift for probably about hour and a half. Knock out 20 minutes of cardio after my lift. That way, the rest of the day, all I have to do is worry about eating my meals, go to work, and then 20 minutes of cardio tonight before bed. So I will check in with you guys tomorrow. All right. Have a good Monday.